G'day, guys. Welcome back to the form. Had a week off, much like half the NRL did the previous week. We're back. We're fresh. We're ready to go. We've got some big plays coming up. Mick, how you doing after your week off, mate?
Really good, all refreshed, ready to go. I think, sitting out last week was probably the smart move. Look, we started off pretty well. We did have some preliminary bets that we did put out there, but look, we started 3-0 from the data perspective, but then the rest went to shit really quick because a lot of those back end games were relying on who got what position earlier in the round, I guess. Look, there was resting. I think the Titans probably the what's that ice skating race where everyone fell over in the end and they just came straight through.
Bradley.
Yeah, exactly. That peck ahead. But look, I think we've got two definitely want to call them dark horses in the finals with the Knights and the Titans, mate. But look, as long as we can make some money out of it this week, why not?
But I actually had a look, I think, at the start of before last round started, and to make the 8 before the games had kicked off, the Titans were $9. One mate of mine, Brando, he jumped on the $9 and he did very well. So good, well done to him. But the rest of us, I think, are ruining the day at that chance because we thought, the Raiders might topple the Roosters, and we thought the Sharkies might get over the storm, a weakened Storm. But interesting round of footy. A big, wouldn't say middle finger to the Tigers, but I expect some shake up in the off season for them after getting.
These weren't they terrible? Absolute terrible. And I guess that came down to being a minefield, didn't it? That's the whole reason why we sat out. I mean, we would have been on the Tigers, to be honest.
Yeah, so I was thinking Tigers line for that. But I wasn't actually expecting that. I was thinking a much better showing. But I guess when a team's really got nothing to play for, it tends to show. So, but anyway, that's the regular season done and dusted for another year. And we move on into the finals. So I'm just going to jump straight in. Interesting game to kick off. First qualifying final on Friday night against Melbourne against Manly.
Yeah, so the Eagles have been really, besides Parramatta, the only one to take it to the Storm, haven't they, all season? But to save any ESPN type previews here and getting into the data, we've got Storm winning this by plenty, by double digits, by 17 or more, which surprised me when I went through the numbers today. And with a pretty high total for a big matchup. Normally, when the Storm play a really strong opposition, it's an underville. But I've got 50 points in this game, so it looks like it's going to be a bit of ball throwing around from a data perspective. But the books opened up the Storm at -8.5. So they love that little hook there on a try and a penalty goal. And then we've got a total of 44.5. So look, a little bit of value, definitely on the over, but with obviously monster value on the Storm -8.5. And we've actually got that for 2 units, mate. And with Bet365 at even money.
Wow. That's actually a great play. I was looking at it the other day and I could even find 7.5 at some books, but I think they've all moved to that. I've got -8 flat in front of me at juiced $1.85, but you're right, is 8.5. So I think that's a great pickup. It's at Sunshine Coast, which is Melbourne's second home. They play very good footy there. They've got everyone back. Cameron Munster's under a slight injury cloud with that cut on his knee that's somewhat infected.
I was going to ask you about the mail for this one, obviously.
Yeah. There is some commentary saying hopefully he might get staff from it and lose a bit of weight, but it's a bit harsh. But no, I think he'll come good. He's a vital piece to their puzzle. He's a big game player. Obviously had a bit of a flat origin series, but I think Munster will be back. Everyone's saying the Pap's back. Personally, I don't think he's back. I think the opposition and the position he was put in made him look a lot better than he actually was. I still think he's a bit hesitant, but again, that's opinion. We can't go too much into that. Whether they play him or Hines at fullback is yet to be seen. I think they'll go with Pap. But again, it's a world-class team. And I think he'll be right for finals too. He's got a bit of confidence back, so who knows, he might take it to another level.
But, look, and I think going back on your point, you need a bit of opinion when it comes to the finals.
Yeah.
We've only road tested this for 2 years during the finals. So it is, it's pretty dead on similar to the regular season, but there's a lot more emotion. There's a lot more fast pace and a lot more on the line. So I guess this is where the male part really comes into play in finals footy. But yeah, look, as I said, I'm pretty happy with that play. I think when the Storm play finals, excuse me, they really play. So hopefully we can get that one in the bag.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to the double header. First game of the double header up in Townsville. Got Queensland Country Back Stadium up there. The Chooks take on the Titans.
Townsville's getting thrashed at the moment, isn't it? People are camping out there to go see the footy. They're loving it. So yeah, this is very interesting. Very surprising from a data perspective. I've actually got this game, believe it or not, at a pick'em, dead on a pick'em.
Wow.
Both the stats were just uncannily close from a errors, discipline, and attack perspective. So we've got the pick'em there, and we've got a total of 49. So again, another really high total. Which is unusual for the model. And the book opened up the Roosters at minus 11.5. So tons of value there on the line with a total of 46. So again, there is another lean on the over, but we're actually going to have a second 2-unit play on the Titans plus 11.5. And we actually caught Tab sleeping on this line at $1.95. Now, if you look at the other books, some of them are juicing it, and some have actually gone to 10.5 at the moment. So expect that to seesaw and shift around a bit, but I'm happy to take the 195 with Tab.
That's bold play. That's what we're here for. I love it.
Contrarian plays, and as I was saying, even the Storm is a contrarian play because a lot of these punters will be back in Manly to upset the Storm after how they played. So I know we're on the right side of these two. It just needs to convert.
Big call. All right, I like it. Moving on to the main event of Saturday evening. The second qualifying final is between Penrith and Souths.
Well, we already had a preview of this a few weeks back, and Bunnies, as predicted, started very close. So this could be a live betting opportunity depending how it opens up. We're not going to touch it. Just to let you know, but we've got Panthers winning this by 4 or more points with a total of 45. So conservative total there. Panthers got opened up obviously with the Latrell is going to be the big news here at minus 11.5. So definitely value on the Bunnies line, but obviously how much, and I'll leave this to you to comment on, is Latrell a missing piece in that Bunnies back line?
Their attack's what concerns me. Obviously, they rested a lot of players last week. They still got home with the win, albeit Corey Norman looks like he had a bloody Souths jersey on. But yeah, look, I don't know. I just don't think they'll be at the same level without Trell. 11.5. Look, I think it'll be a very close game. I think it'll be a tight game. I think defensively both teams will turn up. Like in finals, the intensity's through the roof. It's like a mini Origin. So I don't actually expect as many points in this game, so I agree with the under. But it'd actually be good not to have a play so I can actually enjoy it for the first time. So Penrith have actually shortened. They opened at $1.25, $1.26. I think yesterday when markets first went up, and they're in at $1.22. So I expect them just to continue to shorten, probably start around the high teens, closer to kickoff. So
yeah, and look, the data actually shows the Panthers play at a very high pace, and that's why they win a lot of their games. Is they come through at the back end of the game. They put teams on the limb for fitness. To be honest, they throw it around. The offloads kill the opposition, and the offloads were ridiculous compared to the Bunnies when I went through the data there. But the reason why we're not going to touch it is because there is a significant injury, and this comes back to being disciplined. Even though we've got a big lean on this game, if there is a significant key injury, we'll sit it out.
Very good. All right, moving on to the Sunday game. Good old Brown Park, Rockhampton. Jesus Christ. Para take on Newcastle. This will be actually a very interesting game.
Yeah, fitting for the area that it's been played in, especially the way the Knights went last week. Look, to be honest, no idea what to expect with this one, but the data is basically saying, and this looks like a trap line to me. After what you saw the Knights, how they performed last week, you expect the Eels to run all over them. Yeah, but look, we've got the Eels winning this by 8 or more only, with a very low total of 42. The books open up the Eels at minus 7.5 at a total of 45. So that just, I don't know. There seems to be a bit of a trap hidden in that Eagles line. I would have put it at over 2 tries, to be honest. But yeah, I just don't know what's going on with this game. So again, we're going to sit out.
Well, you say the data puts out at the Eels winning by 8 or more. I've got a -8 flat line in front of me, so I think we're right onto it here. Albeit -8 in front of me is juiced to $1.85. So yeah, you never know which way that's going to go. I think Eels right now are slight overs, coming into form, but in saying that they've had only one good win in the last however many weeks. They put up a fight against Penrith in the first half, albeit none of those players will be playing. They have a lot of stars coming back in, but will that only one good game, set them up for a strong finals run? I don't know. So maybe morale might be high at training, but yeah, well, I'm actually really looking forward to that game because I'd love the Knights pull off an upset. But in saying that, yeah, you never know with what Parra are going to dish up if they could go back to the form at the start of the season. So that rounds out week 1 of the finals. So Mick, just go through the card again quickly for us, please, mate.
Really quick and easy card. We've got two unit plays. So starting off with the Storm -8.5 at even money with 365. I believe you can also get that at evens with Laddies and Neds. So definitely value there, and that contributed to being a 2-unit play because we're getting the even money at that line. Titans +11.5. Get it while you can now because that's going to drop from what I'm seeing out there, and get it without juice as well. I mean, $1.95 is an absolute bargain for that. So again, 2 units on the Titans +11.5.
Awesome. All right. Well, those picks will be on our Instagram page later on this evening. Again, thanks for bearing with us. Still working on uploading to some new platforms, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, please continue to subscribe. Please continue to follow our Instagram page and Twitter, and we'll keep you up to date. So all the best for the weekend, and see you guys shortly.
Best of luck, guys.